Okay, everybody, we're going to play one more game on the Nintendo Wii U for Jason Marsden's birthday special. And that game is, of course, Jeopardy. Let's see how we do. Here we go. Let's do it.
This is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1.
Yeah!
Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. State capitals.
Well, that's a good one.
Our founding fathers.
All right.
What planet are you from?
I'm from planet Earth, dude.
Debriefing.
Those quotation marks.
Grammy winners.
All right.
And all about authors.
All about authors.
Okay, let's get back into this. In the early 1920s, she scandalized Atlanta society by doing a provocative dance at a debutante ball.
Who was Margaret Mitchell?
It's player 1. You are correct.
Yeah! Woo!
Mark Twain said, "I came in with this in 1835. It is coming again next year, 1910, and I expect to go out with it." He did.
What is Halley's Comet?
It's player 1. Good.
600, same category?
Player 1.
Oh, I got the daily double. I'll do the
It's the daily double.
double.
You are in answer. He wrote his last short story, The Betrothed, shortly before his play, The Cherry Orchard.
Who is George S. Kaufman?
Sorry, that drops you down to 3rd. Here's the correct response. Anton Chekhov.
Oh, okay. I had no idea.
Player this novelist, who wrote about gorillas in Congo, passed away in 2008.
Who's Michael Crichton?
Yes, player 1? Right you are, and you're back into some money. His father disapproved of his poetry writing, so Chile's Naftali Ricardo Reyes Basualto adopted this pen name. Let's hear it, player 1.
Who is Pablo Neruda?
That's right, way to go.
Hey.
Player 1, back to you for our next selection. It's the alliterative salutation that traditionally begins each entry of a girl's daily journal.
What is Dear Diary?
Let's hear it, player 1. Yep.
Please.
To slobber. Or to bounce a basketball.
What's dribble?
Okay, player 1. That is correct.
Please.
Humorous poetry with irregular rhythm is known by this canine name. Yes, player 1?
What is doggerel?
Hey, you're right.
Please.
Player 1. To a Londoner, it's a trash can. Okay, player 1.
What is a dustbin?
Good for you.
Please.
An alcoholic may suffer from this, from the Greek for mad thirst. Player 1?
What is dipsomania?
Hey, you're right.
Please.
Selecting 1978. Just the Way You Are. It's player one.
Was Billy Joel?
Yes.
Please.
1966. Strangers in the Night.
Miss Frank Sinatra.
Yes, player one. Correct. 1992. Tears in Heaven.
Was Eric Clapton?
Let's hear it, player one. That's right. Way to go.
In her replacement category?
2010. Need You Now. Player one.
Who's Taylor Swift?
Any other takers? Here's what we were looking for. Lady Antebellum.
Oh, okay.
Player one. 1973. Killing Me Softly with His Song. Yes, player one.
Who's Roberta Flack?
Hey, you're right. You get to pick again, player one. Here's Kelly with the clue.
The southwest wall of the Thomas Jefferson Memorial displays an excerpt from this document, of which Jefferson was the primary author.
What's the Declaration of Independence?
Player one.
Good. I'll take bonus score, please.
At age 15, he was a bell ringer at the Old North Church. 25 years later, he told the church sexton to light 2 lanterns.
Who is Paul Revere?
Let's hear it, player one. Right. He served jointly with William Hunter as Postmaster General of the Colonies from 1753 to 1761.
Who is Benjamin Franklin?
Yes, player one. Yes. On April 24th, 1778, this naval hero captured the Drake, the first British ship defeated in war by an American ship.
Who is John Paul Jones?
Let's hear it, player one. Right. Before he was on the $10 bill, this first Treasury Secretary was one of the 39 signers of the Constitution.
Who's Alexander Hamilton?
It's player one. That's correct. Player one. The old barracks in this New Jersey capital housed Continental Army troops during the Revolution.
What is Trenton?
Player one. Good. The site for this capital was chosen because of its location between Pensacola and St. Augustine.
What is Tallahassee?
Let's hear it, player one. Yes. At an elevation of about 7,000 feet, this city in New Mexico's Sangre de Cristo Mountains is the highest state capital.
What is Santa Fe?
Okay, player one. Right. When Kansas became a state in 1861, this city became capital.
What is Topeka?
Yes, player one. Yes. Two state capitals with city in their names lie west of the Rocky Mountains. Salt Lake City and this one.
What is Carson City?
Player one. Right you are. You again. It has seasonal weather patterns and iron-rich minerals in the soil, giving it a distinct red color.
What is Mars?
Player one. You are correct. Greater in mass than all the other planets combined, it's surrounded by dozens of moons.
What is Jupiter?
It's player one. Yes. It's the smallest and densest of the outer gas giants and has an appropriate name, as it has a watery interior.
What is Neptune?
It's player one. Hey, you're right. Its mean distance from the sun is only about 36 million miles.
What is Mercury?
Yes, player one. Hey, you're right. And here's the $1,000 clue. Bands of debris and ice surround it, as do its satellites, including Titan.
What's Saturn?
Let's hear it, player one. Yep.
$14,800.
Player two is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this. We start the Double Jeopardy categories with this one. Physical science. The arts. Le cinéma. Historic Munich. Panhandling. And libraries. Player two, make a selection, please, as we continue. 45 years before Disney, Jean Cocteau made a live-action version of this film with Josette Day as Belle.
What is Beauty and the Beast?
Let's hear it, player one. That's correct. This 2001 title role was meant for Emily Watson, but she didn't speak French. Audrey Tautou got the part. Yes, player one?
Who is Amélie?
You got it.
Let's see my photo, please.
One of the daily doubles. And you're in the lead. The clue. This star of Chocolat and The English Patient made her film debut in the 1982 French film Liberty Bell.
Who is Juliette Binoche?
You have maintained your lead. Way to go. In 1956, Roger Vadim directed his first film, And God Created Woman, which starred this actress, his then wife. Okay, player one.
Who is Bridget Bardot?
That's correct.
Let's see my please.
This director, son of a famous Impressionist painter, is perhaps best known for his 1937 film, Grand Illusion. Yes, player one?
Who is Jean Renoir?
Right.
The Archboard, please.
You again. The Gobelin factory of France was famous for these wall hangings and began manufacturing them around 1600. Yes, player one?
What are tapestries?
Right you are.
Let's have the Arch Trainer, please.
You get to... This author of Timon of Athens was part owner of London's Blackfriars Theatre.
Who's William Shakespeare?
Player one?
Yeah! The Arch Republic, please.
Beginning around 1790 in New York City, Duncan Phyfe was a leader in the artful manufacturing of this. Yes, player one?
What is furniture?
You got it.
Let's have the Arch Trainer, please.
Player one. His portrait of Jonathan Buttall is known as the Blue Boy. Player one?
Who is Thomas Gainsborough?
That is correct.
The Arch Trainer, please.
And I'll hand it off to Kelly.
Beginning around 447 BC, Phidias supervised the making of the sculptures for this ancient structure.
Player one?
What is the Parthenon?
Yep.
Historic Munich.
We return to you, player one. On Munich's coat of arms, you'll find one of these religious figures who originally settled the city and gave it its name. Let's hear it, player one.
What is a mock?
That's right. Way to go. Munich's motto used to be Die Weltstadt mit Herz, the world city with this.
What is heart?
Player one? Yes. Player one? In 1634 and 1635, this deadly contagion devastated Munich, killing more than 1/3 of its residents.
What is the bubonic plague?
Yes, player one? That is correct.
Historic please.
Player one? The Summer Olympics in Munich in this year were sadly marred by terrorism and tragedy.
What is 1972?
Player one? Right you are.
Historic Munich for 2000, please.
In the 16th century, Munich was a center of the German phase of this movement against Protestantism. It's player 1.
What is Counter-Reformation?
That's right. Way to go.
Libraries reporter, please.
Player 1. This country's national library, the Biblioteca Nacional José Martí, was financed by a tax on sugar.
What is Spain?
Okay, player 1.
No. What is Mexico?
No, sorry.
Oh, sweet.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Here's the correct response. Cuba.
Oh, Cuba. Yeah, I wanted to say that.
Select the Hector Hodler Library in Rotterdam, which is devoted to this artificial language, has over 15,000 books.
What is Dutch?
Let's hear it, player 1.
No. What is Esperanto? I don't know.
Correct.
Oh, all right.
Player 1. When his presidential library was dedicated in 1991, 4 former presidents were in attendance. Yes, player 1?
Who is who's Ronald Reagan?
Good.
Oh, okay.
Player 1. This Shakespeare library, named for this Standard Oil man, is run by Amherst College. Yes, player 1?
Who is Andrew Carnegie?
No, sorry. Anyone else? Here's what we were looking for. Henry Folger.
Oh, Henry Folger. Okay.
The Radcliffe Camera, Britain's first round library, is the main reading room of this bigger library at Oxford. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is the Bodleian Library?
Yes.
Panhandling, 400.
Please. In 1508, Dutch author Desiderius Erasmus first used her name with box instead of the traditional vase or jar.
Who's Pandora?
It's player 1. Yes. Cure-all. Let's hear it, player 1.
What is cure-all? Okay. What is panacea?
Good. These wide trousers, extending from the waist to the ankles, were popular in late 17th century England. Let's hear it, player 1.
What are pantaloons?
That's right. Way to go. And sir, the second daily double. You are currently in the lead. So, what's your wager? Here is your daily double clue. A long, slender cigar.
What is a panatella?
Congratulations, you're still in first, player 1. It's a sentence using all letters of the alphabet, such as watch Jeopardy, Alex Trebek's fun TV quiz game. Player 1?
What is a pangram?
Right you are. We return to all 5 elements of the salt-producing halogen group end in these 3 letters. One element purifies drinking water.
What are GEN?
Okay, player 1? Any other takers? Let's hear it, player 3. That's correct. Player 3, you start. It's the lightest known stable subatomic particle. Player 1?
What is an electron?
Right. Player 1. Hygroscopic substances have a tendency to absorb this from the atmosphere. It's player 1.
What is moisture?
You got it. A body at rest will remain at rest unless acted upon by a force according to Newton's law of this property.
What is inertia?
Okay, player one. Hey, you're right. Now let's take a look at that $2,000 clue, shall we? Here's Sarah from our Clue Crew with the clue.
Nuclear fusion in the sun's core produces energy that eventually flows to the photosphere, first by radiation and then by heat currents, using this process, also used in a type of oven.
Let's hear it, player one.
What is convection?
Yes. Sorry, player two. Looks like you will not be continuing on to Final Jeopardy. Here's the Final Jeopardy category. 19th century names. You need to select your wager. Here's the clue for you. He got the name by which he's best known because Mexican victims of his attacks would cry out in terror to Saint Jerome.
That's my answer.
What did you say?
Hernan Cortez?
And that will cost you.
Nothing.
Let's see your response.
Who is Geronimo?
And this correct response will add how much to your score?
$200,000. I'll see you all for another game after this break.
Player one, congratulations to you. Thanks for playing. We'll see you next time.